was drumming in a band in New York City, and we were a pretty popular band. We were kind of doing the scene and also doing drugs and alcohol and partying, and at first it was a lot of fun, and then after a while it got pretty old. I got pretty sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then for some reason this one day we had a gig at that night, and I just didn't want to go. I was afraid of showing up, of getting drunk, getting high. I had it. And I was pretty curious about sobriety, and I had this woman in my apartment building who was sober, and I would always talk to her about it. And I remember in one conversation she gave me a booklet with all the meetings and AA meetings in New York City. And, I had it in my pocket for a couple of weeks, and I found myself running down 10th Avenue looking for this church where there was a meeting. And I see these two women standing in front of this church, and I walk over, and it was like I was sneaking into like a strip joint or something. It was just like AA meeting. And they went, "Oh yeah, welcome." And I said, "Oh, way too happy. It's got to be a cult." And I went inside, I had my head down, and I was just sitting there with my head down. I look up every once in a while, I'd see with these signs on the wall, one day at a time, keep it simple. And the meeting began, and this woman shared. That changed everything. It was amazing. This woman was so vulnerable, so honest. And she was telling this story that was my story. And I was so inspired. And then several other people shared, and I was blown away by the honesty, by the vulnerability. And I thought, this is the place I need to be. This is going to change my life. And, but I looked around, I was the only man in the meeting. I realized I'm in a women's meeting. I was a little embarrassed, at first I went, oh, the odds are good, but the goods are odd. Then I went to the two women who greeted me at the door, and I said, why do you let me come into a women's meeting? And the businesswoman just turned to me and said, principles before personalities. And again, I was impressed, because at that time in my life I didn't have many principles, and that really impressed me. So here I am, 30 years later, and life is good. Love and be well.